Hi, what's happening, everybody? I think YouTube ghost streamers are the funniest. All right. You mean people who don't realize they're streaming? All right. I need to find. Okay, where's this? Oh, this is good stuff. Ooh, this. I have to say, like the. Oh, okay. You know what, CSL? I realized what I was asking for, and I was being stupid again. It was the Jones response to the Ukraine attack, which is good stuff. And then there, I believe, I think this is. Well, let's go start. I mean, we're in the whole with friends like these. Who needs enemas? Arrangement right now, and it's kind of spectacular, I have to say. Like, not only are the people who are like all in on Trump Musk, they have no idea how to deal with the criticism from Musk about the bill. Like, they just can't process it. It's glorious to watch. It's a joy to experience. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the, when shit is fitting the shan, it's important to take advantage of the small joys in life. I've often said that the key to happiness in life is finding the joy in the things you cannot change, the things that will happen around you and you have no control over them. And you can find the little things, the silver linings, the curiosities, the things that brighten your day, because they're out of your hands anyway. So you might as well grab the joy from them, because it doesn't give a shit if you're worried or not. And remember, one of the greatest Sparksisms ever, and I'm very proud of it, because Kip Winger asked me to recite it to him in person. He was like, what was that thing you said? I loved it, and I forgot what it was, and it was bothering me. And that was, worry is weaponized imagination. And oftentimes, when you are worried about something, it is just your imagination going wild in the negative sense or whatever. And many times that has been done to you. It is not even your choice. Obviously, there are habitual worry warts out there. I love you. I see you. I smell you. Quite frankly, maybe stop worrying and take a shower. But on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and germs, if I may, the role of the outside world, especially when it comes to news, is to get you to worry, is to take your imagination. The great, the most powerful thing about your humanity, according to Einstein, your imagination, and weaponizing it against you, using it to make you fret and sweat and be concerned. Now, no one is immune from this. Everybody gets a case of the worries sometimes. I'm not worry shaming you. But what I am saying is that there are opportunities where, when it comes across, hold on, I got to grab that sound effect too in a minute, that CSL sent me just now, which is glorious and wonderful. Download. Yes, and please go away. I just want to continue to download it. There it is. And then I'll grab the other one and download it, which is fantastic, because we had 2 new audio drops from Trump, and they were pretty spectacular the other day. So I want to throw them in the mix. Thank you for those. That never give anybody the power to weaponize your imagination and turn it against you. Don't ever do that. There's enough stuff in life to be concerned about, which is the smart person's version of worry. Yeah. And most people, they get carried away by it. So don't, is what I'm saying. And because we all do it, that message from me to you is about our side of the aisle. It is not my responsibility to clean up the worry mess that is going on over in Trumpdom. And it ain't pretty, kids. It is not. These people are effing the freak out. Hold on, let me just move this over here so I can see it a little bit better. And it should be in theater mode. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah. So Marjorie Taylor Greene went to the floor to bitch about something that was in a bill she voted for, but didn't know it was in there. And she's like, if it's still in there when we vote again, I'm not voting for it. If it's taken out, 10 people won't vote for it. So knock yourself out, dipshit. I can't tell you how much joy this stuff gives me. Look at that new, oh my gosh, what an enormous graphic that is. Where did that come from? I like it. I'm not complaining, but holy smokes. All right, I'll move this over here. So there you go. Thank you for the new like. That's fantastic. I'll put it down here where it's reasonable. There you go. Yeah, so here's a lesson for us all, says Marjorie Taylor Greene, which of course is, fish tank cleaner. It helps with ED. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm afraid. Here we go. Oh, in the sound house, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise
Like
today
you.
to address the House about a clause that is in the One Big Beautiful Bill. This clause would take away state rights to make laws or regulate AI for 10 years.
Yeah, that's 9 years too many. Because I gotta tell you, by the time you guys even sign this, it won't matter anymore. It's too big that way. Sorry, dipshit. This technology is moving too fast for your tiny little monkey brain, your chimp brain on loan from the Cincinnati Zoo. It isn't going to help you in this situation. This is AI specifically is a complex issue. I won't say problem that is so profoundly out of your league that bitch about it all you want. You're not going to change a thing. But I'm enjoying the fact that you're willing to scuttle the big bullshit bill on behalf of this illusion that you have that you'll have some kind of control over this shit, which you absolutely will not.
I think federalism is something that we must always protect. And I warn against the dangers of protecting a tech industry where we have no idea the future of what this industry will hold.
Well, thank God this lady wasn't around when we were creating the nuclear bomb, you know?
AI is rapidly developing. AI has developed quickly over the past few years.
Yes, which also could be called rapidly developing. Both. It has done both things, both rapidly and quickly.
What it will be 1 year from now, 5 years from now, and 10 years from now.
Someone's been watching a lot of Glenn Beck.
When we look to the future, we cannot take away states' rights to regulate or make laws to protect the people in their state or to regulate businesses that operate in their state. That would be destroying the very foundation of this country, which is federalism.
Yeah, no, but what you're talking about is a violation of the Commerce Clause. The states don't have a right to just eliminate business that can work in the rest of the country just to like bifurcate it out, because you can't have these dark zones. You know, I would argue you can't have those with women's rights, but you do you, fuckhead. But every other business, there is no one in the Republican Party that is going to sign off on something that allows anybody, any government official to go, well, that state can just stop that business from working or, you know, stop it in its tracks if they want to. And this state can, I guess, limit its power within their borders of the state. It's not going to fucking happen. Commerce in terms of the internet, that ship has fucking sailed, lady. And it's almost as if this is the exact opposite of how federalism works. You see, because there's a federation, they all get together and they have a constitution that overrides the state constitutions and they're limited the powers that are sent back to the states. But in terms of like tariffs and trade and all that kind of interstate commerce, the Commerce Clause being the main functional aspect of that, you know, means that all states have to kind of deal. If they don't like a business, they can regulate it to some degree in terms of, I guess, like alcohol or anything. They can argue it has a scientific reason behind it, even still. I mean, like you could have dry counties, I suppose. But look how long those lasted. Anyways, point being, that's right. Welcome, Marge, to the new game show, That's Not How It Works.
That's not how it works.
That's
You
right.
got it all wrong. It's a losing game. So let's all play along.
That's right, Marge. What do we have for her, Johnny? Abso-fucking-lutely nothing. She wins nothing. That's what being a loser means. This is not the part. This is your, first of all, you're in the federal government. And your job is to expand the rights and privileges of the people in your state or make sure that the federal government doesn't overreach in those areas. Not you can create a limitation on how the rest of the states operate when they come through your territory. It doesn't work that way. It's never going to work that way. Congratulations. You're a loser. Go home. All right. So let's continue.
We must always limit federal power and protect state power. Now, the pushback...
No, we must not always. I have a great example. The Civil Rights Act, you dizzy fuck. I don't want a state to be like powerfully racist. I think that's terrible. And that would cut against that whole United States. You know how you and your dipshit friends always yell USA at all of Trump's rallies? You do know what the U stands for, right? United. Like we're all in this together, dumb fuck. So if you're worried about the ability to legislate AI, do it on the federal level where you fucking work. How about that? You're not a fucking governor showing up and going, wait a second, this bill is offensive to me. You work in the federal government. If you can't get it passed, you don't have enough votes, or you can't whip these or convince enough people, or you weren't even you were too busy to pay attention, that's your ass.
The reasons that I've been told about this is that American tech and AI companies must be able to compete with China. Well, American and tech and AI companies can compete with China, and they should compete with China.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's very sweet.
However, we don't destroy federalism in order to allow them to do that.
Hi, you do realize your dipshit president just did a trade with with Qatar for $2 billion on a stable coin that there's not even direct legislation over right now. You realize that this is nowhere near the problem. And also, Georgia is not going to stop the AI companies in Silicon Valley from advancing their technology. And by the way, let me tell you something. The law she is talking about, the law, this line in this, for those of you who don't know, it is a direct response to a law put forward in California to put safety measures on AI. So Republicans put this in to stop California's limitations that they want to put on. In California, they didn't pass anyways. So democracy worked. Dum-dum. The irony, though, that it's maggots like her that she's defending California's right to have a bill like this. Georgia's not going to pass a law to limit fucking AI in their state. Are you out of your mind? Where? First of all, who's moving their AI company there? Unless there's a lot of water to cool the fucking servers. There's no reason to put it there. It's not like that's where the brain of they call it the heartland because the brain isn't there, I think is the phrase. This was an anti-California provision of this thing, and you're against it. That's glorious. But there is no point where Georgia's going to go, we got to put our foot down. And even if they did, it wouldn't even fucking involve you.
It would be a fool's errand. Here's how this can work.
Okay, great. Settle in. Get out your notebooks. This is how it can work. Marjorie Taylor Greene, AI, the future. If I wanted these questions answered, the great questions of humanity, technology, and the future answered, I want them answered by Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Governors and state legislatures can make their states friendly for tech companies in AI. Bringing these companies in by making it easy for these companies to operate in their states. That's how it's been done for every single innovation, industry, manufacturing, and all companies across America.
Yes, I think everyone with black lung would agree with you that the coal version of that worked out very well. They were very friendly to the coal companies. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where the paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, Lord, you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. Bong, dong, dong, ding, 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 dong. Yeah, all right. So this is about driving it out of the state and limiting what it can do there, not enticing it in. Dum-dum. Let's see if she can stick the landing.
You don't destroy federalism for one industry, you protect it and allow states to compete to bring those companies into their states.
What? Whoa, whoa, hold on. What? She can't be this. Come on. That's stupid. What the fuck? Lady, That provision is so that states can't limit what AI can do in other states and like the services available in their states because it's too much of an overreach. Or if somebody wants to come there and build a fucking AI of their own that will figure out how to build a bioweapon or something, you want to be able to legislate within that. But there would be a federal law around that anyway. It's still a crime or whatever. So what they're talking about is limitations like California. So California, for those that don't know, and I was on a call about this with Adam Conover and a bunch of other people who mean very well, but know fuck all about this issue. It was embarrassing. They dragged me onto this call because as a Democrat and as somebody who gives a shit and who's smart about these things, they would think I would be directly sympathetic. And I am to creating certain like legislation and regulations around it. But what they had planned was fucking impossible. There was no way it was going to pass. And even if it did, the allocation for like a $60 billion server farm for California to test AIs before they're released into the world like they're a fucking like bald eagle that you found with a busted wing is dumb. It's dumb. It's not going to happen. You have to find other solutions. Stop. But if you get fixated on this dumb solution, and you're arguing about it all the time, and it's just a fucking waste of breath. It's ridiculous. And to the point, I was like, you do realize this will just be singular to California, and everybody will just move Silicon Valley out of California to someplace like Idaho where there'll be zero fucking regulations. And she seems to think that the opposite. Like that, they want this rule in there so that California can't limit these things, so that other states are dragged down by it, because by the time Silicon Valley relocates itself and moves out of there and does that, we'll already be a year behind or something like that. So that was the big fear. So that's why this provision is in the big dumbass bill. And but she thinks it's that you won't be able to like write a law or regulation to encourage AI to come into your state. Fuck me. Look. Whew. It's amazingly dumb. Is this really where she's going?
The right way to handle this going forward.
It's not the way anybody's handling it, you dizzy fuck. This is not a thing. That's not what this is.
Here's a lesson for us all.
Okay. I'm waiting. Yeah. I love lamp. Here it comes.
No matter what political party holds office and is in charge, we should all watch carefully the bills that we pass, and we should be mindful about protecting not only...
Whoa, lady. Whoa! No, you don't get to lecture everybody else because you are like reacting to something. You voted for this bill and then saw it afterwards. And now you're like, I shouldn't have voted for that because this thing is in there. And it's the opposite of what you think it is. Motherfucker. Like, this is amazing. I'm stunned. For real. How does... Like, what is the reaction in the room? I mean, everybody must be just sitting there going, what the fuck? What does she think she's saying? Look, I'm glad she's throwing a monkey wrench in this thing. I don't care that she's got it completely backwards. It wouldn't matter if she had it completely backwards. Motherfucker. Sorry, you're in Muhlenberg County and you appreciate singing John Prine? Oh, thanks, Shayna. My dad sings that to me all the time, and he's sung it to me since I was a kid. He's out of the hospital, by the way. He's at home now. We're going to check in with him after my show tonight. Thanks to everybody who was sending their love via social media and that kind of stuff. He's doing better. I have a feeling it's going to be touch and go for a bit. Hopefully more touch than go. All right.
State rights, but the rights of the American people, and look to the future. When I was a freshman member of Congress in 2021, I
all the way back then
was told that we would
my dad's 84.
Be at war with China within 5 years. Well, here we are approaching 5 years later. I don't think America should have to go to war with China. We can beat China economically.
Jesus Christ, woman. What the fuck are you talking about? Thank you, guys. What? Go to war? What the what? Ah, fuck. Like I'm going. I don't know what. Did they take? I mean, maybe I got this wrong. Does anybody know? Is the Capitol building? Has it been modified over the years since the Cold War to have rockets underneath it, and it can like rise up out of the ground and orbit if there's any perceived danger? And they forgot to tell everybody to put on their oxygen masks, and this thing is at 15,000 feet, and they're all just dropping like IQ points while we watch. Because this is, again, it's so weird to be for her actions, but still not being able to figure out what the fuck she's talking about.
Ask yourself, why do we send our food to be processed over in China? Why do
What? 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 Which food processing is she talking about? What food is being sent over to be processed? I mean, like, what are you talking about? Like buying sauces and powders with MSG in it? You mean, what? Horse food? Right. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what she's talking about. Nobody does. Jesus Christ.
we rely on China to produce our critical supply chain, like medicines?
Okay. Medicines are something that are in a supply chain, not the supply chain itself. All right. Should I just give up on words having meaning when I'm listening to this woman? Fuck me. All right. Okay. Again, do we get 80% of our antibiotics from China and a bunch of our Tylenol? Yes. Why? Because it's cheaper. If they cut us off tomorrow, would we be out of those things? No. We'd buy them from India or Europe or, any of the, like, we have machinery here to do it. We could buy a bunch of it from Canada. We could pay them to up production, but it would be more expensive. We get it from there because it's cheap. The same reason we get everything else from there. It's not because it's the only place you can fucking get it.
So why would we depend on this country for the American people's supplies? And why would we go to war with them when we can be innovative right here at home in America, producing critical chain supplies, medicines, processing our own food? A war is nothing we should ever strive for or look for or prepare to have to engage in.
What? Sorry. All right. Okay. Well, she just saved us a bunch of money in the budget, everybody. Yeah, shut down the Defense Department. War is something we should never prepare for. What a genius. This is probably she must singularly be the greatest Republican thinker of our time. No one should ever prepare for war. That's how you can best be prepared for it. Sorry, my face is turning red because I'm laughing so much. All right, here we go.
We should conduct ourselves here at home in a way where we don't have to go to war. We don't have to depend on foreign countries.
I do. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about, lady? What does China and war have to do with the fact that you voted for a bill you didn't know anything about? Jesus Christ. This is like the level of just like blatant deflection into nowhere.
And we never destroy federalism for the future of an industry that we have no idea what it will do.
Amen. I just keep picturing her staff going, "You sure you don't want to take these written remarks with you?" And she's like, "Nah, I'll wing it. I got this." Oh, God. Yeah, maybe you should use AI to fucking, "Hey, I'm trying to say this. Can you help me say it like an adult with a future?"
This warning, I urge all of my colleagues that when
To not do what I did. What?
the House gets to vote on the One Big Beautiful Bill again after it leaves the Senate, that we make sure we protect federalism and at the same time urge our colleagues in the Senate to pull this clause out of the One Big Beautiful Bill. This bill should be about tax policy, protecting Americans to not have to have a tax crease of over 4.
I don't want a tax crease. That sounds painful. Nothing's worse than a tax crease. Oh, really puts a crimp in your financial picture, if I do say so myself. I said, really puts a crimp in your financial picture, if I do say so myself. Thank you. Thank you very much.
$7 trillion. It should be about America First Energy and Americans' border security, not about allowing AI to run rampant and destroying federalism in the process.
I don't know. It's like she's taking half sentences and just throwing them up there going, I'll take the subject and the verb from this sentence and the object and the adjectives from this. I just want you to know this should inspire you, ladies and gentlemen. It should inspire you. You should be able to see this woman on the floor of the Congress and go, shit, I could be a congressperson, because you could. Just when you do, don't do whatever the fuck that is. Wow. Wow.
That, Mr. Speaker, I yield the remaining of my time.
You yield the remaining of your time? Should I be concerned about the word remainder as opposed to shit? Thank you, Melissa. I'm doing my best. Although I may lose my fucking mind like watching that dizzy shithead blather on about this stuff. And also, so let me see if I can do this. MTG AI clause should be like, Marjorie Taylor Greene under fire for opposing the AI clause again, which was an anti-California thing. And she's too stupid to know this. Let's see. Yeah, so here's what the bill actually says. The bill includes a provision that prohibits states from enforcing any law or regulation limiting, restricting, or otherwise regulating artificial intelligence models, artificial intelligence systems, or automated decision systems entered into interstate commerce for a 10-year period. The interstate commerce means it's one of the ones available on the internet. You can restrict some dipshit in a subdivision from making his own AI model that gives out a free Nazi pamphlet, prints, digitally online all the time. But the minute he charges for it, you're fucked. You cannot interfere with interstate commerce because these are commercial endeavors. If they aren't commercial endeavors and it's about your universities and they have an AI and you're like, I don't want these crazy motherfuckers to try shit out. So your state is allowed to do that with AI within your state, but it can't regulate other people's AI that people can have access to because we don't have those kind of borders in the United States. Dumb. And she seems to think this is, let's see what her response was. Holy shit. Because I don't even know, so full transparency. Let's see, drag this down here. Oh, get out of here. Take this off here. There we go. Just shrink it down a little bit so you guys can see all the text. The full transparency. I did not know about this section on pages 278 and 279 of the OBBB. That's the One Big Beautiful Bill. That's how they're calling it. Some people are just calling it the BBB. That strips states of the rights to make laws or regulate AI for 10 years. 10 years! I am adamantly opposed to this, and it is a violation of states' rights. No, it isn't. It'd be a violation of the Commerce Clause to even do it. So I don't even know how. Like the only difference is they just don't want California, where all the AI main models are, or Texas, to limit them. California for safety reasons, Texas for, oh my God, it's the Antichrist reasons. I'm adamantly opposed to this, and it's a violation of states' rights, and I would have voted no if I'd have known this was in there. Well, here's a fucking idea. Maybe take the bill and run it through AI and see if is there anything problematic in this that I or someone equally as dumb would have a problem with. We have no idea what AI will be capable of in the next 10 years, and giving it free reign and tying states' hands is potentially dangerous. This needs to be stripped out in the Senate. When the OBBBBBB comes back, comes back to the House for approval after Senate changes, I will not vote for it with this in it. And like I said, there are 10 people who won't vote for it if it's taken out. Dummy. Not the other way around. I don't know what we should be reducing federal power and preserving state power, not the other way around. Like, again, no. You're not going to violate the fucking Commerce Clause because of Luddites in Georgia. Like, she thinks it means the opposite of what it means. Especially with rapidly developing AI that even experts warn they have no idea what it may be capable of. And then this is the actual language of it. Except as, and I mentioned this before, but except as provided in paragraph 2, no state or political subdivision thereof, meaning a county or a municipality or a Vulcanvania kind of Shire Reeve system, may enforce during the 10-year period beginning on the date of the enactment of this act, any law or regulation of that state or a political subdivision thereof limiting, restricting, or otherwise regulating artificial intelligence models, artificial intelligence systems, or automated decision systems that entered into interstate commerce, which means any of the big models that are available to the rest of the country, which is, this was an attempt to keep California from limiting the models that would come out of California, because that's the ones we all use. And then it may not be construed to prohibit the enforcement of any law or regulation. The primary purpose and effort is just to remove legal implements to or facilitate the deployment or operation of an artificial intelligence model or artificial decision system or intelligence system, or streamline licensing, permitting, routing, zoning, procurement, or reporting procedures in a manner that facilitates the adoption of artificial intelligence models, artificial intelligence systems, or automated decision systems. Meaning you can't even legislate against, like, if somebody wants to build a giant cloud server in your area and you've got environmental regs, let's say, that's what that part means. That part means that you can't you can't keep them from building something related to AI in your district using environmental law or some other regulations as a way to attack the AI. Now, they would have to say that you were doing it just to regulate the model. They'd have to make that case in court. They'd have to say that there's no other way for this server farm to exist without polluting it like it does for that, right? So that would be caught up in courts and you'd get around it. Like, the second part of that, I'm less worried about. But the first part was an attack on California's attempt to set up some sort of safety regulation, and the same thing the Biden administration was doing. And they were basically stripping it out and making this kind of part of a law that just goes, you can't do anything about it for 10 years. And they don't expect they'll be able to repeal it once it's in there. And like I said, we're really talking about 2. By the time they would get on their feet to even do anything about this, the ship is fucking sailed. So I feel, for one, a lot smarter. I was worried that as I continued to listen to her, somehow my brain would start to shrivel. But in many ways, it filled my intellect with a renewed sense of joie de vivre. Because if there's that much stupid in the world, obviously there's more room for smarts. We can muscle. It is. I think what I'm trying to say is, like darkness is not a thing in and of itself. It is just simply the absence of light. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not a dum-dum as an entity. She is just the lack of any fucking sense at all. I think that's what I'm looking for. So, yeah.